Hello, boys and girls.
Hello, all.
That was very loud. Why?
What's your problem?
I was just like, that was very bright.
What's your problem?
That's such a bright greeting on a Monday. I don't understand. How are you people?
Okay, yeah, they always call. Why? Do you know this
It's
really?
so it's such a Nigerian thing. You didn't greet us. And I'm just like, okay,
guys.
You know what? How are you? How was your weekend? There's actually no way you can even respond, so it's very
someone
crazy.
Said we should ask her that in the comments. She can now come and
answer. Sorry. Okay, you know what? So how are you? How was your weekend? How are the problems in your life? How is the family? Look, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? That's fine.
So, how was your weekend?
My weekend was down and out. The bounce was at half mast. I've been very ill.
Yeah.
And like an undiagnosed illness, just like the words of the doctor were, your body is just breaking down.
Oh, man.
So you just need to like shut everything down, which was not very easy. I didn't find bed rest enjoyable at all. I didn't like it one bit. But they then gave me drowsy meds and I just kept sleeping. And I'm very tired.
When I called you, I was actually worried. So we had planned to come to your house. We should come and check on you. But I called and first of all, abnormally, you didn't pick up the phone or send a text. So when I called the second time, you were just so out of it.
No, I was so out of it.
You were so out of it.
I saw my phone ringing and I was like, oh, wait, I have to miss calls from her. What happened?
You are so out of it.
So I picked up and I think you said ice cream and I said, what?
You said, no, you didn't even sound, I was like, yeah. It
was now later that I woke up and I was like, today is Sunday. I said, today is Sunday. And then I now thought to myself, maybe I should stand up and go.
No.
I just said,
no.
Let me know even. Like, I was even going to say, do you guys want to come over? I was like, let me know. Like,
no, genuinely, like, we thought of everything, but I just...
on your own.
Because I spoke to you genuinely, I was like, I was think
completely
she's not feeling well at all. So it's not even like no, I was. She doesn't want to come out, but she's not feeling well.
I was actually not. I was not with it at all. I was not with it.
How is the bounce? The bounce is royal adjacent.
I see. I also very patriotic today. What happened?
I can't tell you
because I saw the trouser. I said, fine. This Jesse.
I don't even know.
You look like you're going to support the nation somewhere.
I don't
What's
even
going on?
I don't know. I can't even explain to you the thought process behind this. Outfit. I can't even explain it to you.
Anyway, since you did things, what did you do this weekend?
On Friday, I had a few meetings. Then I went to...
You do make money?
No. Then I went to see Shaliwa.
Okay.
I went to see Shaliwa at her shop. And then she showed me some like new fabric that she's designed. And it's so beautiful. I really like it. I can't wait to see what they do with it. Well, actually, I'm pretending I know what they're going to do with it. Behind the scenes,
know, you get.
But it's really, really beautiful. And then we went to some like Chinese restaurant that is very like... It's pretty much it's next to the UBA on Bishop Aboyade, I think.
Oh my God. It's for China. It's actually China.
It's China.
It's actually not...
I don't know how to explain. Like,
it's actually not in Lagos.
They don't... They sign nothing. They
I
don't
have to buy my chili oil. They don't have... it's not Lagos.
Yes. So we went
Was
there.
the food good? I've never eaten it.
It was all right. Like someone who does some work with Shaliwa like really recommended it. So we decided to go. We had the dumplings. I like the dumplings. I like their fried rice. They had some like rib. I don't know what it was, but it was sure nice. But it wasn't like crazy different. It was nice. But you can tell like their primary target market is Chinese people living in Lagos. As we saw, because even when we entered, I almost heard like a Chinese, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on here?
Like, who are these ones?
Who are these ones and what they want here? So I did that. And then we had a surprise for Odun. So Odun's 30th was actually in December. Yeah. Guys, please. But she wasn't able to have anything that she wanted. And then life just kept happening. And so some of her best friends thought that we should do something for her. And we had dinner at Georgia, which was really nice. I got to stuff myself with Chinese food. So I could only really enjoy the starters, which were amazing. And again, I've said this many times, but it is so crazy to me that my friends are building such like wild things. So now I was talking to Fakewa about like some of the stuff she's doing, and they started like a brunch thing as well. because she did her civil ceremony. And it was just so cute. I was like, wow.
I saw that and I was like, this is crazy.
Like, this is the dream.
Like, this is actually it.
And then on Saturday, I had yet another wedding. My friends Kenny and Desola got married. Now, Desola, again, like, life is so weird. So Desola and her siblings, and me and my siblings used to carpool from VGC to our school in Bagada. Believe it or not, yeah. So Desola is my immediate younger brother, Bolu's. She was in his class. And Kenny is my friend. So Kenny went to Newcastle and I went to Durham. And that's how we became really, really close. So they got married yesterday. I mean on Saturday. And it was really nice. And I felt so... Desola had a baby. We used to call her the baby.
Yeah.
When I was 15, 16, I remember. Ire was maybe 2. So she was the baby because she was also the baby by far.
Yeah.
To all her siblings. So yes, on Saturday.
You saw her.
I saw Desola and I saw Tommy, her sister who I know, and saying hi. And then I saw a third Powerpuff Girl. I said, I know that ain't who I think it is. I know this can't be. And her sister,
oh my God, so
her sister goes, Desola, the bride goes, Jola, it's baby Ire. I could see Ire's face like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm not a baby. Because she's like 17.
Yeah. I mean, she's a baby, to be fair.
But like, genuinely, I just kept staring at her.
Like that, who's that?
I was like, oh my God. And it reminded me of, because she used to be so upset because her siblings would obviously go off to school. And she would cry. She would be so sad when they are leaving. She would cry and cry because she wanted to go to school with her siblings. She would guess, and she was so cute. But it was really, really nice. And I felt like a real egbon. So Desola had these really cool sunglasses that she wore with her after party outfit. But she had worn them for a while, so she had like marks.
Yeah.
How glasses give you marks on your nose. So they were looking for... And I genuinely felt like an auntie. So I brought out my powder from my bag.
That you have.
And everybody started, all of us started laughing. It was just really, really cute. I really, really liked it. And she's one of the most, Desola is a very cheerful, very sweet woman. She's very, very lovely. And that thing, you just become an old person. I'm telling you guys, like, fight it at all.
You don't know when
it's happening, but it happens.
But it honestly just happens. So it was like, you can't fight it.
So she looks, the same way people say I look like my mom.
Yeah.
She looks like her mom. So there was at a point, I was standing next to Faye, another friend of ours, and I said, is this not Auntie Ladi's face? She said, I'm telling you. And two of us looked at each other and started laughing like, oh my God, we're becoming our mothers. It's so crazy. Like, we're actually becoming our mothers. Even when her mom saw me, and she goes, Kemi, she said, Jola, is you. Because she thought I was my mother. I was like, Jesus Christ. It was really interesting. Happening. And then a lot of my friends were there. And I was like, wow, people are like full on.
Like we're grown. Adults. It's actually somehow.
Yeah, and then I was talking to my friend, one of my friends at the wedding, I was talking about something. He now said, yeah, he's going back he has to go to Apapa on Monday because one of his containers, I said,
cut us. Yeah, I'm going to see one of my friends. They just moved to their new house, to have more space for the kids. And I'm just like... wasn't not that you were playing.
Honestly.
Like, what do you mean?
No, this one in particular.
I was like, which kids? Since when?
No, because we moved to VGC when I was 13. So from 13 to 16, I used to couple with this almost every single day. Maybe there'll be 3 or 4 days in the school year where we don't, but every single day. So I spent a lot of time with them and her at basically being a kid. And then as we grew up and everything was very weird. And there was a really sweet, very, very sweet girl who like came. She was like, hi, she's so sorry. She's like a fan of the podcast. She listens. Like, can she take a picture? And one of my guys behind me was like, oh man, she loves it. Don't mind that. Don't apologize. Snap your picture.
To be honest, I actually it's so funny that people feel like, oh my God. Everyone, once I see someone approaching me with caution, I always tell them, my dear,
better relax.
Nothing I'm doing.
Yeah.
You just say, I'm so sorry. I know you're busy. Do I look busy?
Another thing, Fake, we need to jazz up.
We do.
Do you know what So at the wedding, my closest friend there was Faye Kewa. So we were sitting down together. I was dancing, having a good time. I just realized that the person I came with is making money because I saw Kewa's kitchen.
7 things. Us were always consuming.
I think is that I know, like, Kewa is my friend, so I have an idea. I said, no, she made plenty money. Like, it's not small money. I did the math. I said, yeah. The person I came here to play with, she made money from this.
She's not there just as a guest.
And while we were talking, she was like, oh, some of her guys are different. I said,
she's a vendor.
So I'm the fool.
You know,
I'm the real dummy.
Myself, how do I get into the wedding business?
There are many things.
No, but like what? No, I'm serious. You guys, I want someone to come up. I'm very serious. Yeah. I want to be a wedding vendor.
And then I had a drink. It wasn't cocktails. It was a drink. And honestly and truly, I had one of those things. Me and FK said, wow.
Why did you drink this?
Wow. No, we had a good time. It was a lot of fun. And then Susan was the host. And honestly, don't hire your friends to MC or be the hype men at your wedding. Because Susan just was like, because we're all guys. So he was just having a blast in a
He was having the time
of his life. But it was nice. That was a really nice wedding. This season of I Said What I Said is brought to you by AfriChange. AfriChange is a fantastic platform you can use to send and receive money from Canada, Nigeria, and to tons of countries, over 50 countries if I believe. Yes. But they have something special for our people in the UK.
Very, very special. So at the end of the month, AfriChange is launching their UK corridor, which means that you can send money from the UK to about 50 countries, and you can also receive money in the UK from these countries.
Yay.
And if you go to africhange.co.uk and you sign up to their waitlist, you can get a few perks. You'll be one of the first people to have access to the UK corridor, and you also get invited to the parties that they're having to launch them in different cities across the UK. We love a good bash.
Do you know what else we love? We love a discount over here. So if you use the discount code ISWIS, you get a discount when you send your money. I mean, who doesn't want...
just brilliant.
Who doesn't want...
You get a discount on your
such things.
Transfer.
This is why we love AfriChange, because AfriChange loves us.
That's what we do.
All right, guys. Enjoy the episode. Up next, we have Oshunsha. Who says, hi, Jola and FK. You both are doing amazing, and it's so beautiful and inspiring to witness. So to my dilemma. I work as a director at a relatively top firm, and my company is currently hiring junior staff within my department. I'm not directly involved in the hiring process, but I get to have the final say or pick. The manager who's involved with the hiring team recently brought forward the names and portfolios of the top 3 applicants. Now, the issue is that I recognize one name in the top 3. She was a young lady that chose to embarrass me on social media because of a man, and even involved her friends to fan the flame. I can't even lie, that has been the biggest public embarrassment of my life till date, and it says a lot because I would rather take my L's in private. I'm not necessarily upset about the situation because it happened years ago, but I guess I haven't completely moved on from it, and I don't believe I'm mature enough to see her stupid face around my space or justify giving her that amount of money as a salary, which she doesn't deserve from me, in my opinion. She's the better of the other candidates, but I'm inclined to choose the next best. I'm sure with that great CV, she can apply elsewhere and maybe even get a better offer. Or am I being cruel and depriving her of this opportunity?
What? No. Of course she cannot give her the job. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we actually talking about? I'm so sorry. Are there people who will give her the job?
Apparently so.
How can she be the best if she's going to annoy you every day? She's definitely not the best. Please, she should get out. She should go and apply somewhere else. God should help her.
Please.
No, I'm actually being so serious. Imagine me where I am, as in I'm in my job. Then you want to come and scatter. No. I'm so sorry. I'm actually just going to say that. No, I know and I wouldn't even lie. I just say I actually know the person, and whilst her CV is good, her character is terrible.
Okay. Up next, we have...
You give her the job.
Never.
That's what I'm saying. And you know the funny thing, I won't even have a moral dilemma about it. Immediately I will see it, I'll just say, you good luck to you, my dear.
Up next, this person... person's name is from TikTok, and it says, the pains, the torment, the torture, are they not enough? You guys are cracked, man.
Are you okay?
You guys are cracked.
Why the hell will you do that?
She says, hi, Jola and FK. I want to start off by saying that I love you guys, and listening to you feels like you're the big sisters I don't have. Now onto my dilemma. I'm currently 20, turning 21 in June, and it feels like I'm in prison. For context, I'm still a student and I live with my parents when I'm not in school. Let me start by saying that my parents have and are still providing for me amply, and I'm so grateful to them. However, they don't want to free my life. Anytime I want to leave the house, it's always one story or the other. From I have to supervise the people offering services around the house, or I have to do them myself because I just do it better. So they are killing people in our area and I'm going and the country is not safe. At this point, frustration wants to wound me and I'm tired of making plans and then having to cancel because my parents are extremely protective. Whenever I'm home from school, it really does feel like I'm in bondage. I don't know if they think I don't go out in school, because if they do, then I'm so sorry for them. They want to turn me into a by force introvert. It's not even like I'm asking to go to the club. Even in my dreams, I can't try that one because I just know my mom might actually faint in real life. This has been happening since I was in high school. I wasn't even allowed to attend my prom. And just so you know, that one is still paining me because I was one of the organizers. On the rare occasions I managed to escape, I have to be home before the street lights are turned on. I don't think I'm a wayward child, so I don't understand where the lack of trust is coming from. I have 8 siblings, so it's not like I'm the only child or something. I've never gotten into trouble for anything in my life, at least not the kind they need to call my parents for, and I'm doing quite well in school. In fact, even at school, they're making me study medicine because they know me better than I know myself. Guys, no, really, my mom literally said that, although I begged and cried and clearly stated that it's not what I want to do. That one is a story for another day. I'm just trying to paint a picture of how controlling my parents can be, and I'm starting to harbor a bit of anger towards them. Do you guys think I should stand up to them? And if yes, how? Or do I just chill till I leave their house? Because quite frankly, I've had enough.
I mean, how old did she say she is?
20.
This is the thing, right? Like, you're grown enough at this point where you have a choice to make. It's either you continue like this. And let me tell you something. You think that this thing will not end. I know people who have children that their parents are still like controlling them like this, that they can't do. Obviously, they're doing this and that, but when their mother and father calls them, there's nothing they can do. So it doesn't actually stop. And at some point, you're going to have to stand up to them. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think that is like your parents are not going to go from being who they are to all of a sudden becoming your best friend. And I don't think you standing up and saying, "No, I've had enough. I'm doing this and that." Please, this is not a film. I just want you to calm down. But honestly, it's small wins.
Small wins.
It's small wins.
6 small wins.
It's very small win. You take small wins and step by step, it's just like, and it's not rude. Here's the thing. You don't actually have to like be rude and defiant. It is just standing your ground. Finish. You stand your ground, you move forward. You stand your ground, you move forward. Personally, it might be a lot. Personally, I think something that's in your control is actually the course that you're doing. But that might be too much for you to start with changing. If
Let's
it was
start
me,
with
I would
curfew.
actually change it.
I will start off with something like curfew.
Fair. Because, I'm sorry, street lights, that's like 7 o'clock.
Yeah, 6:30.
That's, please, my sis, in uni.
Let's start with curfew.
That's a lot.
Let's start with curfew. Yeah, let's start with curfew and slowly but surely like moving boundaries. But you can, but you also need to be careful because you have to be smart.
Yeah,
still
because
paying
you
your
live
bills.
there, they're paying your bills.
Yeah,
like you don't want they're paying your school fees. You don't want a situation where you've done agidi now and then all of a sudden you're like down on your luck. And so I think you have to be smart. But honestly, you must start standing up for yourself, like in one way or the other right now.
Yep.
And if you don't, I promise you, this thing is just going to continue. As in, I know people fighting with their mother over their own wedding dress. So and these are big aunties.
I know people whose moms like have big to-dos over their hairstyles.
Yeah.
As in, their mom would be like, and I don't even like this. Like it becomes a thing, your own hair.
Yeah. So I just think if you don't nip it in the bud, it's just gonna keep happening. And you just have to respectfully let them know that you're becoming an adult. It's just that the only thing you have to be ready for is there will be consequences, and you have to be ready to take them. So if they are vindictive or spiteful, they might withhold certain things from you. Maybe they'll stop giving you money, maybe this and that, but like, I don't know. So you count the cost of your, personal advancements, then you decide. But I just feel like at this point now, you're already so frustrated that what do you really have to lose?
Up next, we have Sunset Lover.
Good.
Who says, "Dear FK and Jollz and guest, if any," we have no guest. Meghan and Harry are here.
I love that they've started greeting the guest as well.
Says, how are you? I trust this message finds you in good spirits. As a dedicated listener and admirer of your podcast, I highly value your insights and perspectives on various topics.
This is great. Thanks so much.
Today, I'm reaching out to seek your opinion and advice on a personal matter regarding my relationship. You're a very formal woman.
I swear this is like a cover letter.
Yeah, she says, I'm a 30-year-old Nigerian woman currently residing abroad. 5 months ago, I began dating a 34-year-old white man, and our time together has been quite enjoyable. He's intriguing, sweet, and caring, and genuinely cares about me. Although our busy weekday work schedules keep us apart, we make it a point to spend all weekends, public holidays, and free time together. His place is much bigger, so I tend to go to his place more often than he comes to mine. The first issue arises in our sexual intimacy. While he excels at foreplay, I typically climax during that stage, I still want penetrative sex. However, due to his uncircumcised and relatively short but chubby penis, achieving penetration proves consistently challenging. And we have had only one successful success.
Sure.
After foreplay, he always resorts to masturbation to climax. Subsequently, he ejaculates directly onto the bed sheets and neglects to clean or change them.
That's nasty.
Nor does he clean himself afterwards. When I express my discomfort, he suggests him sleeping on the stained side of the bed while I occupy the clean side. Yesterday morning, while at his place, I caught him inserting his finger deep into his nose to remove dirt and subsequently placing said finger in his mouth. Initially, I doubted what I had witnessed, but he repeated this action a few minutes later. Girls, I was disgusted. Later in the evening, he attempted to kiss me after dropping me off at home. I was unable to reciprocate after witnessing such an eyesore. When I later told him about what I had seen him do, he was shocked that I saw it and admitted that it was a nasty habit, apologized and acknowledged that it was awful and he won't be doing it again. Guys, I know it feels like I'm being dramatic, but I'm very worried for a future in which I'm constantly thinking about my partner's hygiene and behavior, particularly if these habits extend to public settings. How will I be sure he has changed, particularly regarding the nose picking and licking, given that I can't monitor him 24/7? This uncertainty means I'll always be hesitant to kiss him. Do you believe that these reasons are sufficient ground to ending the relationship?
I actually want to ask what kind of lives you're all living.
She just said, thanks for it. My sister, you're welcome. I'm so sorry.
Oh, wow. I mean,
She said, the nose digging and
You know what's killing me the most? She had actually considered how to monitor him 24/7. Let me know, like, the way she said that thing, she has thought about
no,
it.
she has thought about zero.
She has thought about it, that how she goes to monitor him at
oh
all
my
times.
God.
Listen. Look, is this sufficient?
What's she going to do?
Personally,
No, but if you no, do you know what it is? I think it's just generally like hygiene.
I'm not a good person.
Like you
to
can't
ask.
come on the sheets and not.
I'm sorry, it's not even it's the ick, but like it's just I'm sorry, it's crazy. Like you can't be doing that. Change your sheets.
That's nasty behavior.
Shower.
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't shower? She can see pour water on yourself.
Do you know what she can start doing?
She can buy him wipes.
Or in the morning every day, he can FaceTime her. She said, blow your nose. How do you guys feel? I mean, then you do it in front of her. Like when you were young, I think your mom used to make you do that. So I should teach you how to blow your nose by yourself.
Or let me tell you, I have a better one. They'll put like bitter leaf on his finger. You know, when, like if you suck your thumbs, they used to put bitter leaf. They used to put bitter leaf on your finger. Or like there's one pepper thing that they used to put on your finger so that when you put it inside
your nose or your mouth.
That's what they should do.
I do think like if you're worried about your partner's hygiene, like it's grounds to break up.
I think it's grounds.
Especially if you start getting disgusted.
Look, the ick is grounds. Again, I don't feel like I'm a good person to ask because like it sounds like a small thing, but who has time in my life to be looking at if my partner as in is clean or not. That's just, it's supposed to be table stakes. So personally, the bedsheet thing, that's nasty. Like I want to reiterate that that's nasty. And like, again, you actually don't have to. You're not the first people to have sex in this life. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be like that. If he knows that, okay, he wants to ejaculate, put something on the sheet then. You know that this is going to happen every time.
Yeah.
Put something on the sheet. Also, please shower. Like just a light rinse after No. Or maybe you should buy him baby wipes. That might also be fine. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to like go to the shower. Baby wipes can also click. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I think, because of the hygiene, she's actually also missing the first problem, which is about their sex. I have no idea the dynamics of that, but like,
they might have to go to the sex therapist.
If it's something you guys can figure out, maybe there's a way to
I think the sex is even lower on her list than the hygiene.
Yes, because they have foreplay and all these other things. Let me not lie, the hygiene is very critical for me.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, if you're not showering after sex, you're not showering in a lot of scenarios where you're supposed to be showering. Let me be honest. That means like, if this guy goes to the gym, he's likely not showering. Do you know what I mean? Like, or if he just has like a sweaty day, he's likely entering the bed like that. This is someone that 100% is entering their bed with outside clothes. 100, like I don't, in fact, by the time I'm talking about basic hygiene, I'm talking about outside clothes. So is he showering on a daily basis? These are the key questions. For me, if you've had a word with him and nothing like, so for me, the problem is not even necessarily, he can change and adjust. The problem is her feeling disgusted by her partner.
Yeah.
Like for a consistent period
I think you should watch for like another couple of weeks and then see.
I think you also need to explain to him that right now you have the ick and like, so he just has to like be fine.
Bele. Sorry, because you wrote it so formally. It's so funny. I'm so sorry that we laugh like that. Exactly. But the way you actually wrote it.
I want to say it's not funny. It is.
No, it's funny. It's funny. But Bele.
I'm sorry because it sounds like you like him. So I don't know if he can change, then I think that you should definitely maybe give him time to change, but just inform him that like, see, this thing is small. You don't have to, don't worry yourself. Yeah. Oh, also we had a meet and greet. Did we talk about that?
No. We mentioned that we were going to have one. Yeah.
It was lovely. I had a great time. Nice. It was really fun. So I have to admit, I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I did.
No, I thought I knew
it was really nice.
It's just that we were tired. Yeah, I knew we would have a good time.
It was 100%. Really nice. It was not like a huge number of people, but like it was free. We were basically gisting and like people were asking. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. We got to meet. See, the people. Anyway, like begets like. The people who listen to us, we were just of the same character.
Yeah, I think one thing I really enjoy generally when we meet is that because of the nature of the podcast, there is a set baseline.
Yeah.
And so what tends to happen is people feel to some degree comfortable.
Yeah.
Also, when there's time and space for people to interact before they come in, you can tell that they're
interacting with each other as well. I loved seeing that. Like I love seeing other people. You know,
my favorite thing really was do you remember her name?
Who?
The babe with the dilemma.
Ella.
Ella.
I forget Ella.
You guys, man. Ella has seen things.
Honestly, shout out to Ella.
Oh, man. Shout out to Ella.
It was a sweet ride.
It was fantastic. It was
phenomenal ride.
No, it was great.
She took us on a journey.
And her storytelling skills.
Honestly, it was brilliant. We all had a fantastic time.
We had a really good time. I think it was nice. So shout out to YouTube and Google for that. It was just really
I liked
fun.
that. I really enjoyed that because it was everybody that some people left their work to come there, but it was people who actually really listened. And so there was a vibe that was clear on that. I enjoyed it. It was a great time.
Okay, so actually, I have a list that I write.
Okay, sure.
Don't worry, it's not like the other one.
No, please go ahead.
No. Actually, I don't like the attitude with which you said this thing.
No, I want to know.
No. Because the last time I read from this list, it was childish pants.
And that took us on a journey. Okay, no, please read the list.
No, this one is actually a lot more mature stuff, unfortunately. Okay, I wasn't drunk when I read.
Yeah, I wasn't.
So there's something here I wanted to talk a little bit about.
Okay.
You know how, and I saw it from a TikTok, and it made me laugh because I've had this exact same thought. So this guy was talking about how people use exaggeration to stave off embarrassment, basically. And the context he was talking about was how, like, guys will say stuff like, women these days only want wealthy men. All women these days are asking for Birkin bags. They're asking for trips. And he's like, basically, he was like, look, she knows where you work. Like, no, she's not asking, like, nobody has ever asked you to take them on holiday. Nobody has ever asked you for a bag. He was like, but the problem is, if you say, you can't say without being embarrassed. You can't
she asked me for this.
No,
and I can't do it.
He was even so surprised. He was like, you can't say without being embarrassed that, can you imagine, we went to the cinema and she expected me to pay for her drink and popcorn. Because that's actually what's bugging you, that you can't afford the extra $30. And so you feel a deep sense of shame. And he was saying this not as like outsider. He was saying this as somebody that this happens to. And I remember thinking about it and I started laughing because you know how we'll all say stuff like, do you know what's crazy? The price of drinks in the club, right? But we're not buying drinks in the club every week. But we'll feel somehow, that's not what's doing us. But like you feel somehow saying, did you know that plantain is doing plantain is 800 naira now?
What is doing me is like, as in wings that I was buying from somewhere that was just, let me just buy this. They're selling wings 11K at establishments in this very land.
Yeah.
That Chapman, as in, I don't, so this was doing, but it's tough to say.
Because you sound somehow, and I thought that was so interesting. And it's basically about how, like, when you exaggerate and you say, like, all women want is money, and you present it as your problem with dating is about, women that are just so ridiculous, as opposed to, like, small expectations that you can't meet. And I thought about that, like, in tons of things. So, even when, like, women, we will say stuff like, oh, all men want, like, super bodies.
Yeah.
Do they really?
Their standards are
like they like fine girls, but do they really? And I think sometimes it's like how we deal with shame and embarrassment around like our personal stuff.
If you project it that far, then like everyone can agree with you.
Yes.
And then it's fine.
But there's just something about being so worried because, if a guy comes to me and says, this babe is so crazy to me how she thought we were going to go out and I'll pay for, and it's like an extra 15K. Everybody's going to look at you sideways. But it's because actually you just can't afford it.
Yep.
So it's just
so you can't say that.
But you can't
say that they're asking you to buy, 1 million naira.
Or they want a table at this place.
No one has ever asked you for that.
Exactly. No. Exactly. And I just found it so interesting the way he was saying it because it obviously was a very American context, but it's global.
It's
not
very
just
global.
American. It's a very, very global thing. And I actually found that so interesting.
I think we all do it and across like almost everything we do it. But I'm wondering, but it's just, again, it's because if you put it so far out, you can get buy-in on that. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
Like it's so far from all of us.
And then you can now pretend that the reason why you're not dating at all is because of that
because
thing.
of that.
Yeah.
It's because of that. Yeah. I think it's great. I think because I'm just like, I love. The other day, one of my friends was saying that, he keeps saying that one of the reasons he's not doing the same thing we're talking about, dating is because it's expensive, blah, blah. And he's just like, what does that even mean? Is it not as in where you are that you date? As in people that don't have as much money as you, they're in relationships and nobody's dying.
Yeah. We've spoken about this so many times, but it's my podcast, so I can talk about it that many times as I like. But this thing, when we say like who likes you, people get very offended. But it's like, even dating and marrying. So yesterday, in your horrific absence, I must say.
Just a terrible one. I spoke to Fime Bolu for like 40 minutes today and he was just giving me, he called me, he was like, I know you want a brief catch-up. I said, you know what, I would really appreciate just a highlight of the points of the gathering.
And what were we talking about that I wanted to bring up here? 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
I don't understand.
I've lost it. Like I'm trying to remember exactly.
And that will help.
Yeah.
That 1 second, 2 seconds that you did. Wow.
It sometimes does.
That's interesting.
Okay, no, I've lost it completely. Where was I starting from?
I don't know. What were you guys talking about?
Okay, you weren't there. How can you know?
Exactly.
This is why I don't like when you don't come for
exactly.
Because you'd have helped me
I would
remember.
have known.
You'd have helped
What was it about?
It was about many things. Okay, yes. It was this concept of like, how a thing that I find people do here is and it's not just here, but I'll talk about what I know in the context of relationships. And I've seen this not just romantically. People, Nigerians are very aspire to perspire, but that also like affects friendships and relationships. So people will date for who they want to be.
Oh, yes. Good.
People will make friends for who they want to be. People will tell people about not the person that exists, the person that they would like. So let's say I'm just making friends with Fekemi, and I would like to be more like spiritual, like aligned with like Christianity, and I want to be more like spiritual. And I start giving Fekemi the impression I'm that person
already,
in the hopes that like I'll catch up to being that person. And so because Fekemi is already that type of person, but when the pressure of keeping up with her starts to get to me, and there are fractures in our friendship, I'll start acting brand new, like I don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
The one that is crazy is I've seen so many people date and marry in that exact same way.
Yeah, because they date who they think they should be dating, not who they actually like, not who likes them.
Yes.
I don't know how to explain.
And they present themselves as who they would like to be.
It happens all the time.
It is so strange.
And I honestly think it's very easy to do.
Really?
I think it's very easy to do because you have, it's even as little as, you know, people who think their type is one thing, and then you're like, okay, but everyone I've seen you actually like is like this other thing. So like, who the hell is this? This type that you said this is your type.
Have you ever done it before?
When I have, I'm like, this type that you say is your type. Who are they? Do you get like, you don't like them, but I get why you want that to be your type.
Yeah, or why you want to be with this type
I get
of
why
person.
you want to be with this type of person. Or I get why you think that you should be hanging out with these sorts of people. That makes perfect sense to me. But like, it doesn't make sense for you that I know.
It's just, I'm just
like, what are you doing?
I've seen it so many times and people are so disappointed. I think it must be really, really hard to be disappointed in the person that you are.
Yeah.
So you are constantly like trying to...
Do you know, is that it? Because sometimes I wonder...
Think about it this way. So for Kemi, for instance, if I was dating someone who is like... if I was dating somebody that is very... maybe I say you meet someone and he's very like, he's a super corporate.
Yeah, serious.
He's a very serious guy. Like he's the kind of person that like, you know, he will say things like, I'm trying to think of, because I don't want to share anybody that I actually know. I'm trying to think of like, or maybe he's somebody that feels everything is time and place.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like I'm someone that I'm trying to be more disciplined or whatever. So you can see why I would
maybe
want
try and
to be with this
but
type
then you
of
can
person.
also see why that it should be highly
but
stupid.
it's not your job to tell me that. Maybe when I reach
you get
where we're going to
see. My favorite example is like this is one me I've seen a lot. Guys I know, look, time to marry. You decided that you want to marry. What? Some arbitrary definition of wife material that is very like a very traditional. Whereas you love a baddie. You love a baddie, and like they love you. There's no problem. Everybody is having a good time, but in your mind, they're not quote unquote wife material. And at least 2 people I know have done this thing where they went to marry who they consider is like traditional wife. As in, I'm not to the point where someone literally said to me like, okay, look at the babe that I'm dating now, and look at this babe. Who would you want to be the mother of my kids? And I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
Who would you want to be?
No, he was just like, he was trying to make a point to me that it doesn't, like, this is why he wants to go. And I said, the mother of your child is going to be the mother of your child. What's my business? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, but if she's the mother of your child, well, I don't understand what you're trying to say. Yeah. Because let me tell you, that person is one of my friends. He was just like, as in like the likes of you people now. I said, excuse me. So I'm trying to say is that we're not wife material. I looked at me, said, see the time that we're discussing, see where we are. Look how where we are, look how we're discussing. I said, now, it's not you that invited all of us out. You invited us out. We're out. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
Only for us, we drank too much, now we're discussing plenty things. Now you said, look at all of us. And I'm like, I don't understand. Anyway, he was just saying that so all of us, like in the post outing, drinking. We're now like, come, we're 5. Like this babe that you say you want to start dating. How far? So she didn't. The thing that started this is one of our friends joked that she didn't come out.
Okay.
And in my life, I've never seen this man with a babe that will not come out. Not sometimes you don't go out, but you know what I mean. He's an outing guy, and usually the babes he's with are also
outing.
They're also outside babes. Everybody's outside having a good time. All of a sudden, he has a babe now that we all know that they're together, but like we've never seen her because she's never out with us. And again, none of it is bad. She's perfectly lovely. But for me, I'm like, in the context of you that I know, what is going on here? And when he now said this thing, I was like, do you know how crazy what you just said sounds?
Yeah.
Like, which one would you want to be the mother of my children? When he said it, we all took like 2 minutes and I started laughing because we were like, bro, what are you talking about?
I think it's just...
I was like, this is complete. And again, the babe is honestly lovely. And I was like, the problem I have is that you're actually wasting her time. Because you guys are actually not compatible. But she doesn't know that yet. Because you're forming, I don't always do this. I don't always go out. When this 2-3 months is over, that you've been at home now, and then you resume outside with the rest of us. Oh, you do. So I'm just like, it doesn't make sense. But he's trying to form matured man, ready for marriage, serious individual. And we're just all like, oh. So every time we're like...
okay, if you are guaranteed that the person was something that, like, if you are guaranteed that the person you are would catch up for sure. Like, if it was like, would your spec change? Like, if you are guaranteed that, let's say in your mind you want to become more spiritual or whatever, and it's just that, no, you're not actually faking it, that in 2 months, like, this thing is guaranteed.
I just don't think...
Is there anything about you? No.
That's what I'm trying to think. Like, what is the traits that I would level up to?
Would your spec change? Wow, this is deep.
This is very deep. This is very deep.
Wow.
Very, very serious. I'm
Jolly about baby.
This. I'm actually a crazy person.
Anyway, I would like people to quietly tell us. Don't worry, we won't tell anybody. Just our thousands of listeners every week. But I actually want people to tell us, like, a time in their lives when, based on the person they wanted to be,
they were pretending
this was who they
thought
went
that
for.
They would.
Please don't say when I was 19 I wanted to be like this, so I dated Busola Jegede.
Please.
No.
I don't want that.
Just say there was a time
tell us.
I was trying to be like this.
Look, sometimes it's actually funny. Like, it's not even as skinny as you dated. Sometimes it just all of a sudden you start befriending.
Like, let me give you an example.
People, you start listening to different things. You start just...
Should I give you an example?
Yeah.
When I got to the university, I went to a very white university, right? And so, in my college, there was a rowing team. And I thought, now that I'm at the University of Durham...
You thought you should get into the British
I should
sport.
be...
And
I should embrace...
be a rower.
So I signed up for
rowing?
Yes.
Did you go for the
I
trials?
went for 2 trials.
What time were the trials?
And for a time, I shooting out, I threw my phone into the river.
Oh, good.
So they couldn't reach me.
So
as if my room was not in dorms. I legit dropped my phone. I told me that my phone broke. I went to get a new one from O2. But I was so frustrated because you had to wake up really early in the morning.
That was the day that I knew that rowing.
You had to wake up really...
Why should you be on the water at the crack of dawn?
Because you know what I was thinking? It was pure vanity. I was like, my arms and my back would be sexy as hell. If I can just master. And I thought, I'm sure some of my ancestors used hard canoe. They can never be... Like, you
just thought you would give them
just so you guys know, at the back of my grandfather's house in the village, we have a lake.
Huh?
So I was like, I'm too sure.
In Ijesha.
This thing, if I sit down...
Sorry, go back.
Ilesha, to be precise.
The lake.
Abi River. Something, there's a body of water. I don't know if it might be a big gutter.
Okay, it's a body of water.
Okay. I don't know. My childhood memories might have exaggerated it. But the point is that I just felt strongly like, once I sit there...
You could be a rowing girlie. Because let me not lie, see, some of these groups, like in uni, they're cool.
Yes.
Like the rugby lads.
The rugby lads, the rowing girls. The netball babes.
The netball babes.
Exactly. The theatre kids.
They were cool.
Yes.
Let me not lie. They were cool. And so you just think to yourself, let me join the society. For example, I actually was a keeper in handball. I have pictures to prove this. Until They said we should go to one competition in The Hague to be playing against other Europeans. I said, I don't get. This is a sport I'm volunteering to do in Europe. Kilo far paying to go to Europe, then competing against 20 schools. What's all that? My hand will not be paining me.
No.
Me that used to get annoyed in the handball when someone throws the ball too fast. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Do you want to break my hand?
Yeah, so I gave up on that very quickly. I felt like once I just sit down, maybe like Yemoja and the spirits will come upon me. And I'll be
That's why I tried to join like
40, I'll be one with the water.
40 societies like wine. I love that society.
No, those ones are fun now.
Yeah, that was a banter society. I joined all this fashion society, all this going out. Yeah. That's what I love.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I could never be a sports girl. I'm sorry, the discipline required is just too high.
Anyway, the moral of the story for this week, Fake and I are telling people, be who you are.
Be who you are.
Be who you are.
And I don't pretend.
Don't date anybody you met in the gym.
My dear. You look, especially if they really think that like you're about.
That's who you are. No.
If you meet me in the gym, it's always by mistake.
But you started going to the gym.
I did, but like you can't say you met me there. Oh, I did. If you see the way I am in the gym, you know that you cannot say that you met me. It's like the gym. I remember one day I saw them in the gym. After like 15 minutes that we were just, I said, so two of us now. We would not say we were in the gym.
No, but Temisan is in the gym.
Temisan was in the gym for like 2 hours.
Temisan is
it's me that once my timer goes off 30 minutes, I'm out.
Really?
No matter what. So like that day that it was just with Temisan, once that 30 minutes was off, I'm out. I was just like, again, I'm a mogul. I have too much to do. My time is money. For me to be wasting
Your time is what? Which currency? Wow. Do I have a question this week? I do.
A question, yeah.
My question this week is, why shall I shall?
Let me tell you my question. I actually have a great question. Someone asked me this recently. Okay. How do you deceive yourself? Like, how are you deceiving yourself?
As in, I should tell people?
Yeah, you want to tell me now. It's like one of the ways that you're currently deceiving yourself in life.
So, for instance, like, if I eat bread before 7, it's not bad. If I eat carbs before 7,
you guys, this is my question of the week.
No matter the quantity.
Yeah. See, this is my question of the week. I want you to tell us how you are currently deceiving yourself in your life.
As in,
just on your own, no. Just how you know that this is the way I'm deceiving myself for now. Mm-hmm. I think it's a brilliant question.
Brilliant. You tell me how you deceiving yourself.
There's so many. There are so many. For example, let me tell you my favorite way to deceive myself. When I want to deceive myself that I'm like being productive, I always say that I'm not watching entertainment, I'm watching edutainment. For example, that's when I now watch Suits. Based on business knowledge, learning 1 or 2 things. Instead of you're not watching TV, I don't waste your time. I'm picking up skills, tips and tricks, deal making, and watching shooting. I promise you I have a set of shows, programs that I watch that when I want to deceive myself that actually I'm just being highly productive. You guys just don't know about business. You just don't know. I watch them. I see me watching TV. I watch them. No, I'm learning. It's you that is watching TV.
Fair enough.
Me, I'm actually learning.
Fair enough.
These are just the things.
Tips and tricks. All right, guys. Let us know this week. How are you deceiving yourself?
Yeah.
All right. As usual, you know what to do.
Like I'm watching Knuckles now.
So you can be pleased now.
Learning about the trades. Learning about trade, security protocols, loyalty. Very important.
Okay, guys, as usual, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, leave a comment in our YouTube, share with everybody that you know, and we will see you next week.
Okay, sure.